Hi, Max Brantley with the Arkansas Times on Wednesday, July the 6th. Well, the morning newspapers and TV and all other media indicate that Governor Asa Hutchinson yesterday won the spin game with his pronouncement that we had a great year, Arkansas did, in its budget. Gee, we finished the year with a $177 million surplus, and that was the lead in just about everybody's story. This overlooked some pretty important facts. Number one, we took in less money last year than we took in the year before. That is not signs of an economic boom to take in less than you took in the year before. The stories also fail to say how we made it through the year with less money than we had the year before. State employees didn't get a pay raise. We paid for state employee health insurance from reserves, not from a needed rate increase, which the state won't pay for. Colleges didn't get an increase in funding, but college students did get an increase in their tuition. The prisons are overflowing, some 1,100 beyond capacity because the governor won't open new prison beds. This is also a state government that has a freeze on state jobs. They're cutting jobs in some important state agencies like environmental quality, but they are occasionally adding the high-paid, top-level executive assistant to assist the Republican people that Hutchinson has put in positions of authority. ADEQ doesn't need many employees since it's not very vigorously enforcing the pollution laws, for example. In the insurance department, it keeps spending money. Its commissioner, Alan Kerr, even proposed a fee increase for agents the other day because he wants more cash for the agency. He wants to build a big building, and he likes to take a lot of trips out of state. So it's kind of, your belt is tighter depending on who you are and where you work, I suppose. Today, in other news, Arkansas announced a new website to highlight information about the 500 or so missing people in the state. The Crime Information Center and the Attorney General and others have cooperated to have a central spot that the public can access to perhaps help agencies find people who've been reported missing. Michael Poore, the superintendent of Little Rock School District, talked to a capacity crowd at the Clinton School last night. People I talked to who were there grinded their teeth repeatedly at his grammar. He kept talking about where we're at. Not so great for a school superintendent. Most of the rest of it was platitudes. He'd like to see more pre-K education, so would I. The governor just won't pay for it, unfortunately. He also wants to see more money spent on charter schools. Gee, there's an original idea. I wonder where he got that, perhaps from the Walton's man who's his boss at the education department. He says we need to keep kids in middle school. Too bad he did mention only barely in passing that our middle schools in Little Rock do better than the charter schools that are people are fleeing to. Perhaps he should take a look at why they're fleeing. Sometimes it has to do with income and race, not always, but sometimes. In other news, Kansas yesterday became the 6th state where a federal judge has struck down a law aimed at preventing Planned Parenthood from getting money for routine medical services. Arkansas has a similar law that's been held in abeyance by a federal court. These are First Amendment and anti-religion laws, essentially. They are trying to suppress things that people in power don't like. They're trying to suppress legal practices, abortion specifically, that some religions find unacceptable, but they do it on the backs of poor women simply seeking regular medical services, not abortion. It's wrong, and 6 federal judges have now said so. Elsewhere around the city, the David Clark family gave a $2.5 million gift to Arkansas Children's Hospital for a center, for a center for mistreated children. Mr. Clark was a founder of an air cargo company who died last fall. He's given millions to the hospital before for various uses. Kivu, the lowland gorilla that joined the Little Rock Zoo family in June, is now going out into his enclosure where the public can see him sometimes. This isn't news just for the public. He's supposed to meet some of the female gorillas and perhaps mate with some of them and continue the species, if you know what I mean. And finally, this isn't a local story, but it's of interest to anybody who watches cable TV. Gretchen Carlson, the former Fox News host, today sued Roger Ailes, the head of Fox News, for sexual harassment. She said she was retaliated against because she repeatedly refused his entreaties to have sexual relations with her. Anybody who's surprised that having a dirty old man at the head of Fox News, the home of short-skirted blonde anchor hostesses, well, they haven't been paying close attention, I think. I think Crooks and Liars had the right observation about old Roger Ailes trying to proposition Gretchen Carlson. I think they put it this way: ooh. I'm Max Brantley. I'll be back tomorrow.